Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, a while back, I did a couple videos for you guys on my new kit bag. I did a complete loadout and a review of the whole setup. And I told you in that video that I was working on making it part of a complete system. And I now have that system set up exactly how I want it. It is a get home, go to the woods system. So I have my pack, and my chest kit bag attached, two pieces, and that serves some awesome. It just works awesome out here. What else can I say? It serves my purpose perfectly. And that's the thing. When you design a kit, whether it be a bug out bag, get home, go to the woods, survival, whatever, it needs to be designed specifically for you and your needs. And we're going to take this and we're going to go through it. I did a loadout on this, but I've added some new things. So I'll kind of go through it quickly. You can go back to the two videos I did on the kit bag to get more detailed explanation of the loadout. But we'll take some time and go through the pack. So let me give a real quick explanation here. When I'm out in the woods, which is 52 weeks a year, okay? Again, that goes back to building your system around your lifestyle, where you go and what you do. I haven't been to the city except for a big city maybe once in the past 2 years. This stuff will go with me. But 52 weeks out of the year, multiple days each week, I am up in the mountains just like this. And I've been in a get home situation twice, by the way. One of those situations was just a few hundred yards from this spot last winter when my truck got stuck in the snow and I had to start walking. I come out here, I practice bushcraft skills, survival skills. I come out here camping. Again, 52 weeks a year, I'm up here, and that's usually multiple times a week. I figured it out the other day, and somewhere between 110 to 150 days per year, I'm in the woods. So my system is built around my needs, and again around experience. I've had to do the get home thing twice, and this is where I come to practice survival and bushcraft. So putting together a system rather than a single pack or a single bag has proven to work the best for me. Reason being, one of my favorite things to do out here is to explore. I will constantly drive up an old logging road to where it dead ends and then take off up a valley, down a valley, up a draw. There's thousands and thousands of draws and valleys out here. I've got a lifetime of exploration. I can just, on every corner is a different draw, and that's what I do. So this is the perfect setup. When I'm exploring a new area, I just want the basics with me. I don't want this pack on my back. Okay, and at 55, my lower back gets achy really easy. With the chest kit bag, no pain at all in my lower back. So I might hike up and down mountains all day, and if I get stuck, I've got the gear and the knowledge and experience to just basically make it a camp out with this kit bag. Now, when I'm out here like today practicing survival and bushcraft skills, I'm setting up in an area back here not too far from my vehicle. I want my pack with me. My pack builds off of this. This is designed to work completely independent of the pack. This adds to everything that is in here, takes it to a next level, if you will. This is level 1, this is level 2. So before I go over here to the truck, a couple things. I always have a small sheath knife like my SCPR4. I always have a folding saw on my belt, and I always have a large sheath knife like my Hunglus 2. And I have some additional gear, fire starter, ferro rod, a small Swiss Army knife that are always in my pockets. So with that in mind, I'll show you real quick how this attaches. And another reason it's such a perfect system, the kit bag comes with extra straps that attach to the loops on your pack. If your pack has loops up here, Spec Ops brand packs, perfect setup to make this a two-piece kit. So this fastens right here. And when I want to detach it and just go with the kit bag, it's that easy. Drop the pack and I'm good to go. And in that sense, this small pack actually works like a sear kit or an emergency evacuation, where if I had to run, I could dump the pack and take off with this. So it's very multi-purpose. And when you attach these, you can cinch them up and it puts the weight up on your shoulders, which helps. So let's go over here, tailgate of my truck, and load out everything for you guys. Okay, let's start with what's in my pockets and what's on my belt. I have some toilet paper that I just always carry in my pocket for when I'm out walking. I've got some cotton balls with Vaseline or some other type of fire starter shoved down in my pocket. I've been carrying my Victorinox Forester, which has a locking blade and does a fantastic job of making fine shavings. And the saw works as a great little fire starter, and will cut some fine pieces of fat wood or what I might need to get a fire going. In my other pocket, I usually have just basically scrap cordage that I've made little hanks out of, bank line, some bright colored stuff maybe to mark my way, parachute cord, a ferro rod. Deliberately the one in my pocket is bright colored, everything else is not. And some chapstick, which just adds to whatever I've got for fire starting. So those things are always in my pockets when I'm out. Again, what was on my belt, I happen to have my Silky Pocket Boy Outback edition back here. SEPR4 with a small ferro rod attached to the sheath. And my SC Hungless 2 for chopping. And inside this pocket is a regular big ferro rod from Uberleben, 5-inch, a little baggie of quick tinder fire starter. So those things are always on my belt when I'm out here. Now, depending on what I need, if I'm out doing bushcraft, going on a hike, or a get home situation, I can always take stuff off and leave it behind. I can't, if I'm in a get home situation, remember this guys, when you start thinking about weight and you throw something in your vehicle, you can't go back and get something and add it to your kit when you've left it at home, but you can always take stuff off. Okay, in my get home situation, I pretty much just took what was in here and shoved some more food in my pocket, and I would be walking along the creek all the way, so having just a small container and a way to purify the water, and I was good. Had it been storming, winter, and I needed more gear, was going to have to shelter for the night, okay, well then I would probably take just about everything on my pack. I might leave my hatchet behind, I might pull the shovel off, I might take some of the food out, but other than that, probably everything. But again, when you're doing these kits, and a lot of people get hung up on the weight, well, I got to make sure my kit weighs 15 pounds. Well, you know what? When you're carrying it in your vehicle, it doesn't matter. It can weigh 30 pounds, and when you got to get it out of your vehicle and get home, guess what? You can easily take 15 pounds of gear off and leave it in the vehicle, but you can't go back home and get it. And that's a real big thing to think about when you're worrying about weight. You can always strip it down. I could pull all this outside gear off, the extra food out, and just carry, like my Swagman roll and a little food and a little water, and make this a 5-pound pack. no problem. But again, I can't go back home and add to it. So, kit bag. I did earlier video on this, so I'm going to kind of go through it quickly. You can go back and see that video, everything in more detail. But what I will do is I will take a little time to show the things that I have added to it, over spending a lot of time out here trying it out. So in the back pouch, just like before, I have my poncho, MEST poncho from Bushcraft Outfitters. This thing has tie outs all the way around, so it turns into basically a 5 foot by 8 foot shelter, and it's fire retardant, so I can put a fire in front of it. It gets hit with embers, no problem. I've got cordage back here to set it up, and I've also got some cable ties shoved back here just in case. A ridge line made up and all ready to go. That's in the back pocket. And again, if you want to see this stuff in more detail, check out the videos that I did on this kit bag earlier. Main compartment, I've added some things and changed a couple things. So first of all, try to get this where you guys can see real good. I added the Rat 1 from Ontario Knife right here. I just did a review on that. I added a pair of leather gloves. I found out not having gloves is definitely not a way to go, so I added leather gloves. I added more cordage. It's on a carabiner. It's attached in here. And I switched out my binoculars, which I was carrying on the outside, for just a small monocular on the inside. I found out that's all I really needed. Things that have not changed. I still have my ferro rod. I still have a small compass, lighter, tinder tabs, various cordage in here, bank line, extra parachute cord. I added some 200-pound Kevlar cord, which has a variety of uses. You can even saw with this stuff down in here. Everything else in this pouch, the little light, is the same as in the kit loadout. I did a review on this for you guys just a little bit ago. I added the SEJG3 as a permanent knife in this kit. If I don't want to carry any belt knives or anything on my belt and leave them behind, I've got the perfect knife for this kit in here. Again, I added the leather gloves. I did reviews on it a little while back, but I added that aqua pouch. You can check those videos out. Changed my food around a little bit to carrying the emergency food bars because 400 calories. So I wanted to up my calories if this was all I was carrying. I've still got the little Sidekick filter straw from Hydro Blue, the tinfoil cup, again, a little fire starting kit. Another addition, I found these little packages of duct tape rolled up flat on Amazon, and that gives me 5 yards of duct tape. So I added one of those down in here. This is more if I'm out here fishing than anything else. But I've got a little emergency fishing kit. And I'm going to pause you guys just a second here. Okay, again, so if you go back to that video, I'm kind of going through this part quick because I covered the majority of it. What I wanted to do was mostly go over the additions and changes. And I'm still carrying a complete first aid kit down inside the front zippered pouch here. And the tent stakes on the bottom. So I've got a ridgeline in here. I've got the poncho in here. Again, amazing Bushcraft Outfitters. Check out that MEST poncho because it is fire retardant. and has tie outs all the way around for shelter. So in just a minute, I can stake down the corners, throw up my ridge line, or tie it off as a plow point, whatever, get an emergency shelter. So this is very comfortable to wear on my chest, gives me all the gear I need for out hiking for the day, emergency survival kit, or get home. If I figure I can walk home with in a day, this is pretty much all I'm going to take, and I might shove a few more snacks in my pocket. Now this basically takes everything to the next level. So first of all, extra clothing, off or on. I come out here dressed for the weather. I know it's going to get colder at night, so I'll have an extra shirt or something tied to the handle on the top of the pack, ready to layer up for the evening. And if it gets hot today, this will come off and I'll tie that to the top. So it's probably the easiest thing you can do for getting rid of your clothes or adding clothes is just keep some cordage like I do tied to the handle on the top of the pack. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to this. Guys, one of the things I like to do, okay, again, I'm out here 52 weeks a year. I've been out here in blizzards, in downpours, in droughts. I've literally drug equipment and myself through the brush. I've climbed hills that were so steep that I had to bear crawl, all four on the ground to get up them. I've rocked climb over ledges. I've gone through some of the craziest country you can imagine. I've gone through thickets where I've had to shield my eyes and the limbs and the branches are just scratching at the pack, ripping at it, trying to tear a thread loose, trying to tear a loop, trying to tear a pocket. I've had them catch on the handle and loops and things, and I just jerk and break the branches because this stuff is built so solid. So when something works and puts up to years of use and even abuse, I'm going to promote it for the benefit of you guys so you don't waste your money on junk, because I've bought cheap packs and I've walked through the brush in them and I've had threads get pulled loose and handles get pulled loose and pockets get pulled loose and stuff come off. It ain't going to happen with the Spec Ops brand pack. And I'm sorry if I sound a little passionate. It's because not everybody has a big budget, especially right now. You guys know prices are going through the roof on everything. To mislead somebody into buying a cheap piece of gear that under hard use is going to break or come apart is a very big pet peeve of mine. So if I can help you guys in any way by telling you about gear that works, SE knives, they're not the prettiest, but they're backed by a warranty. If I break it, they're going to replace it for free, and it will stand up to the hardest use. Same with the Spec Ops pack. You can throw this thing and bang this thing and swing this thing all over the place. Drag it through the brush, throw it in the truck, hang it off the outside of the truck while I'm driving through the woods. Not a stitch has ever come loose, not a loop has come loose, not a buckle has come loose. In my opinion, the absolute most ruggedly built pack and backed by a great warranty, Spec Ops brand. Okay, I gotta shout that out. So outside of the pack, I have a ground pad that is got the reflective on one side, so it gives me a little bit of insulation from the ground and reflecting my heat back. My Grand Sportsbrook hatchet always goes to the woods with me. It seems like every time I'm out here I'm using it. If I gotta walk home, I'll probably leave this in the truck, but out here doing bushcraft survival, I use it continually, some days more than my knives. The other side, again, I've talked about this before. This thing blows my mind because I paid like 10 bucks for it on Amazon, and I just typed in survival shovel and it came up. And it's a little shovel with a saw that, I don't know, it kind of saws. And the other side you're supposed to chop with. but I have dug Dakota holes and fire pits and trenches and everything else out here with it. The plastic cap popped off somewhere along the line and disappeared. But other than that, I mean, I have just slammed it into even rock-laden soil without any damage. And for a 10-buck shovel, I'm just surprised. So that's on there. And again, if I'm just gonna walk home, that's something I can take off and leave in the truck. On the back, this is me. I did a course in wilderness first aid a few years ago, and I did a complete loadout on a medical kit after I did that course, and that's in my videos. It's back a couple years, but it's in there. So I always carry an extensive first aid kit. Carry things for what you need. Do you need prescription glasses? Carry an extra pair. Do you need contact lenses? Do you have prescription medicines? Carry things that what you need in addition to the good first aid kit. For me, that's a little bottle of this roll-on stop pain. It heats up my lower back. Now I found out in my get home situation that after about 5 miles walking down the road carrying gear, my lower back starts to ache. So rub this on my lower back, heat it up, and keep on going. Carry what you need in your first aid kit, along with the basics to take care of, you know, burns, cuts, splinters, bruises, sprains, strains, whatever. Strapped above that, again, awesome thing about the Spec Ops pack, I can strap stuff and attach stuff everywhere, and I'm doing it, and tie stuff everywhere. And you want a pack that you can be able to do that with. Anybody who designs a pack where everything's supposed to fit neatly inside and there's no place to attach stuff and tie stuff on and slip stuff on has never been in the woods, because if you spend a lot of time out here, you're going to be attaching and tying stuff all over as time goes on. You might even attach your firewood to the top of the pack, and I've you know, done that. Attached wood. I've even attached wood to the front of my chest kit and hauled it back. So I've got my bivy cover. Okay, it's military style. It's not official military. Costs about $100 on Amazon, and it works great. It stops the wind. It stops the moisture. I can crawl inside that along with my Swagman roll, and I'm good to go. So outside, I've attached on this side, and again, because I'm out here doing bushcraft, this is something I'd leave behind walking home. But I have my Esbit stove, which I cook on all the time out here. When campfires aren't allowed, that thing works fantastic. And accessories, extra fire starters, the little tinder cubes that go in it, extra lighters. These wet ones work great for cleaning up the bottom of my cup if I'm cooking in my cup. And this pouch is something also from Spec Ops brand. I think that's the X4 pouch. Other side, Condor water bottle holder. Got my 40-ounce clean canteen. It's nesting down inside one of those Pathfinder cups with the markings on it. So a lot of times I'm doing ramen noodles or backpacker meals or my homemade configurations that I did videos on for you guys. I can measure out the amount of water. And I always have a carabiner on this. I like to hang it right on a branch or from a piece of cord or something, wherever I'm at, so I can just grab water whenever I need. In the front pocket, I've done reviews on this in the past, is my complete system from Hydro Blue, the VersaFlow. Okay, this thing is awesome and it works perfect out here in the woods. If you go back and look at some of my videos, I have surgical tubing that I can attach to the gray end and drop it right in the creek and drink right through it if I want to. I got a short piece for the blue end, which just helps it guide it down inside the cup are inside the bottle when I'm filling the bottle. I also, this is something new from Hydro Blue, and it is a activated carbon filter, and it screws right on here like so. It screws right on here, and what this does, so this cleans out all the dirt and the giardia and, you know, nasty things like that that's out here. But if I happen to be in a place where the water was polluted with insecticides, or maybe some petroleum got in the water, I can screw this on. Makes the water flow slower, quite a bit slower, but it gets rid of the taste and it gets rid of those chemicals. So that gives me a nice system. Put the rest of that back away later. Okay, inside, we got top pocket. Got the Canuck water bag. You've seen me use those. 1 liter bag that I can fill up with water, attach the filter, and either gravity flow or squeeze. I've got a set of binoculars, again, something I leave behind on my get home walk, because I have the binocular in the chest kit. But out here, I love to watch the wildlife, so I got a good pair of binoculars for that. More cordage for hanging the pack from a tree. My compass. My bigger compass. I've got the small one in the chest kit to give me basic direction. Big one up here for getting home. More fire starting stuff. Lighter. Another ferro rod. Fire plugs down in here. Even got a piece of fat wood stuck down in here. I have the little O-light in the chest kit. Again, this pack takes it to the next level. So I have the headlamp from Coast, which I like Coast headlamps because of those red lights right there on the bottom. I really like using those at night. And you can find the different models of Coast headlamps. I believe this one is the one that is like 435 or so lumens. Perfect for me. As I said, extra ferro rod, lighter, more fire starters in there. Spoon for eating my meals. Bottom pocket. Is level 2 of shelter. You know, in the chest kit, I've got the poncho, but in here I have a whole nother set of stakes, gorilla tape, more cordage, prusik loops already made up and ready to go, bank line, roll of bank line. And this is, which I did a review on for you guys, this is my 10 foot by 7 foot Bushcraft Outfitters OCP tarp, which is also fire retardant. So this gives me my next layer of shelter. Using the pack, I can do a big 7 by 10 plow point, or set it up like a tent in a A-frame style. And then my my poncho becomes additional cover at night. So down inside the main pack, I have my swagman roll. I have my swagman roll down in here. I can now get inside the bivvy, put the swagman roll in there, throw the poncho over the top of that, use the tarp as a cover. It gives me a whole nother layer, and then the pad underneath me. And wool gloves, nice wool. These are Refrigiwear. They have kept my hands warm out here in some really cold weather. And a wool cap, toilet paper, things like wet wipes, insect repellent, sunblock. a little 72-hour personal hygiene kit from Survival Resources. Survival Resources. It's got toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, one of those little towels, and comb, and some other goodies in here. Not that I need the comb. I also have emergency drink mix. I like to drink that out here, so I keep a couple packets of that down in there. By the way, on the Spec Ops pack, this is the EDC pack. I forgot to mention the Everyday Carry pack. They got couple different sizes, 3 main ones, the EDC, the pack, and the bigger one, the Ultimate Assault pack. It's lined with bright yellow inside, which helps a lot at night when you're hunting for stuff, to be able to just look in there and see it. It's pretty much everything else in here is just food and my Swagman roll. And food is dependent on, there's certain stuff in the food items that's for emergency, and there's stuff for my day out here, like milk. I have Milkman milk off Amazon, and Carnation breakfast drinks. I like to have that for breakfast when I'm out here. I will usually have some kind of a Mountain House meal. I just happen to have the blueberries and granola in here today because I was planning on doing a big breakfast. I'll have some ramen noodles and some squeezed cheese and a packet of tuna or a packet of chicken, so I can make one of those backpackers meals like I've shown you guys. Other than that, I'm loaded up with Cliff Bars, some more of these emergency survival bars, mini meals, a couple bags of trail mix, a couple containers of peanut butter. I've got more bars shoved down in here. I like these Bob's. This one is peanut butter and banana, peanut butter chocolate. I usually have a peanut butter and jelly in there besides. Things that I just like to munch on when I'm out here, like meat and cheese sticks. That's just something I like. Always got a couple packets of Spam singles. I can throw those in with my ramen noodles or any other meals that I have out here. And because it's good luck to have them in the woods, Vienna sausages. And finally, my Swagman roll. And you guys have seen me do reviews on this, and I can tell you that after using it out here for the past year now, fantastic, no complaints whatsoever. So again, I've got my bivy, get inside that, get my Swagman roll, either just put it on and get inside, or wrap it around me inside. If I'm using my big tarp for shelter, then I'll throw the poncho over top of that, my reflective pad inside the bivy with me. I've done a video for that. So other than just some more food shoved down in here, more trail mix and more meat and cheese bar, a couple more emergency bars. And again, if I need to walk home and it's more than a day, get home, I will add the pack to the chest kit, but I'm going to leave some things behind. I'm going to decide how much food do I really need. Is it summertime? I can leave the big tarp and everything behind and just rely on my little poncho for shelter. Is it wintertime? I need to have complete shelter kits. You know, I can go through my gear if I need to get home and leave stuff behind. But as I said before, I can't go back home and add anything to it. I'm dependent on what's here. So better to have it with you and have it weigh an extra 10, 15 pounds and take it out when you need to go than it is to realize you need it and not be able to get it. So that's my system, guys. Again, this works extremely well for me, for what I do, and for the environment out here. If I want to take off and go hiking today, which I've already been on one hike, I just take the chest kit. It's got snacks if I get hungry. It's got all the survival gear if I get stuck. It's lightweight, and it doesn't put any strain on my lower back. It's fantastic. I want to hike out here and set up a camp, which I do it sometimes. I'm deliberately going out to set up a camp and camp. Then I attach it to the backpack and take the whole system with me. Once I get camp set up, I'll leave the pack hanging on the tree by my shelter and everything, put on my little chest kit, maybe go exploring. So I've got my whole system. Get home situation, I've been in twice. Both times, fortunately, was within a day's walk home. I just took basically the stuff that is now in my chest kit. At the time I didn't have it. I had fanny packs and things, but basically the same things in my chest kit, and shoved a little bit of extra food in my pockets in case I had to stay the night and I needed the extra energy along the way. And if I'm going to have to walk home or something serious is going on, I just attach the pack and the chest kit, and I've got my complete system. If you're in the city, you may need to design something completely different for your circumstances. But again, for me, for what I do out here, from experience, both just being out here 52 weeks out of the year and having to do the get home thing twice, this works absolutely perfect for me. And as far as the gear goes that I've loaded out, you know, from the Essie knives to the Spec Op Brands pack, the Swagman roll, the Grand Forcebrook hatchet, other pieces of specific equipment that I've mentioned. I forgot to mention in my little chest kit, it was in the first go around, is my Leatherman rebar multi-tool. This stuff works. It gets used every week, and I have no complaints, no problems, no troubles with any of it. So I can stand behind it all and recommend it to you guys and say, if you're looking for a specific pack, a specific knife, a specific multi-tool, something that's lightweight but very warm and compact that you can carry with you, this stuff works, and I stand behind it. So there's my system, guys. Maybe it'll help give you some ideas. Maybe you want to try to duplicate it, or maybe, you know, again, your environment, your situation, you'll have to set something different up, but hopefully this will at least give you some ideas, along with personal recommendations of heavy duty gear that will last whether you're in the city, suburbs, or out here in the woods. Dan at Ochako Bushcraft. Thanks for watching, and take care, guys.